with the handle at Omega 101.7 FM. My name is Arenze Chuku, and I'm not alone. I'm here with
Jane Bassey. Thank you, Renzo, for having me this morning.
the pleasure is all mine. And on EPR, what we do basically is to take a look at different headlines, what's trending on different national dailies on our table. And to kick off this morning, we will start off with the New Telegraph. And then on the New Telegraph, we have this one. Nyesom Wike and the PDP. Nyesom Wike, that's the governor of Rivers State, and the PDP. Want to find out details of that report, you need to pick a copy of the New Telegraph and read up. And then away from that, we have 2023. Religious leaders seek peace, tolerance amongst Nigerians. And then maybe two more on the New Telegraph. I will wipe out Boko Haram. Atiku speaking there, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party. Interesting. And then finally on the New Telegraph, we have I did not offer Kwankwaso 40 billion naira to step down for me. Will be speech, the Labour Party presidential candidate. I did not offer Kwankwaso 40 billion naira to step down for me. And that's all we can actually take on the New Telegraph. For more details, do pick a copy and read up.
All right, on Blueprint headlines this morning. The first one here says Peter will be to the NGA Nigerians on 2023 elections. Let's vote characters, competence, and capacity. That's what Peter Obi says there. And then the next one here, World Bank's new poverty line. World Bank's new poverty line. I mean, I think this has to be something you should check out, something you have to read, because I think the situation of the economy, globally, not just in Nigeria alone, I think it's deteriorating every single day. And the last one here on the blueprint says that grassroots sports development in Nigeria, challenges and prospects. This, I think, is another crucial headline. Crucial issue, Arenzi. I think we Nigerians need to look into grassroots sports development. It's really important that Nigerian sports game be something we should give our best into to enable us to be there, to be with the rest of the world.
You know, it's actually alleged that sports is a unifying factor. You know. In the world of sport, people don't play religion, people don't play ethnicism,
yes,
and all of that. So sports, it's essential, I tell you. And away from that, let's take a look at Daily Independent newspaper. And we have this one, releasing Nnamdi Kanu, else Nigeria won't know peace. Rita Odeche speaking there, Hollywood veteran actor. Releasing Nnamdi Kanu, else Nigeria won't know peace. The Mazen Nnamdi Kanu saga has actually become an issue to contend with in our system, but we do hope that this issue does not degenerate to cause unimaginable tension beyond what we've already had at the moment.
Yes.
Then away from that, Feni Ferre's decision to support Obi remains sacrosanct. Adejumo speaking there. Feni Ferre's decision to support Obi remains sacrosanct. Jane, do not forget that this Afeni Ferez and the Obi saga about support and all of that has actually become an issue to contend with. Supporting Obi seemed to have disintegrated their fellowship, so to speak.
Yes.
Because some party now felt like they need to support their brother, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and all of that, and it somehow took a shot at the peace they had as it were in that. Union. But we do hope that 2023 actually becomes, like it is believed, a positive, decisive year for Nigeria. And then away from that, APC can't defeat PDP in free, fair election in Lagos. Amode speaking. APC can't defeat PDP in free, fair election in Lagos. Amode speaking there. And then Mm. Finally, on Daily Independent newspaper, World Cup 2022, England beats Iran 6-2. That's quite
That's a number.
World Cup 2022, England beats Iran 6-2. The World Cup has actually began rather, and it's a good place to ease the stress. It's also a good place to actually skyrocket your pain if you're a deep sport lover and
Exactly.
your choice of country is being beaten. I tell you,
I'm
your
telling
BP
you,
may
and
rise.
especially with a lot of controversy going on with the host country and
Yes,
the rules and regulations. I mean, it's something else.
I tell
We
you.
all hope for something good. And on Premium Times, this morning we have court orders final forfeiture of 775 million naira houses linked to former Accountant General Dasuki X aide. Court orders final forfeiture of 775 million naira houses linked to former Accountant General Dasuki X aide. And in another one here says over 130 reps not returning after 2023 polls officials. Arenze, this is something I think
Mm.
you really need to read. Over 130 reps not returning after 2023 polls official. And
Well, taking a look at an analytical look at that,
yeah,
it's I would lie. Speaking for myself, it's a good thing. But one factor to consider is why that is.
yeah,
Constitutionally, it's usually hard to have a means of recalling elected representatives. I wouldn't know why this is, but then it's if it comes from a point where the people can actually vote and recall
okay.
an political officer they've elected to represent them at whatever level,
Yeah.
it's quite a laudable thing. But then it's good.
Okay.
Trust me.
And the next one here says Supreme Court orders retrial of Ogun PDP governorship suit. Supreme Court orders retrial of Ogun PDP governorship suit. That's the headlines we have on Premium Times this morning. If you want more on all of the stories, you can get a copy of Premium Times this morning to read all of the stories on the newspaper.
And then we'll take a look at the Punch newspaper before we go on a quick short break. Let's see what we've got on the Punch newspaper. Politicians will use dump you. Inspector General of Police warns policemen. Politicians will use dump you. Inspector General of Police warns policemen. Jane, I wouldn't know how experientially or by virtue of study or stories being told you. I don't know how much you've been able to witness or attest to the certainty of this. Is it advice or whatever coming from the Inspector General of Police on how politicians will actually use and dump the policemen? Do you think that is actually true?
I think that's just an advice from his own side. So the question now is it advising them from experience or just
Hmm.
for I think to avoid a unknown contingency. That's just the thing. But I think it's a good advice because
Absolutely,
it's the period
absolutely.
where they all go for security aids and everything, and afterwards, I mean
Politicians
nothing.
begin to use maybe their financial weight to aim for themselves,
Yes.
security operatives, and possibly scare. Um, how do I put that? Uh, Unseeming and reactions, resistance um, from the electorate.
Okay.
Maybe they come around and wanting to campaign on all of that, and the people who they are seemingly campaigning for
Yeah.
are not at home with how much they've been able to represent in the past, in this administration or past administrations.
Okay.
They use the presence of this armament to actually scare them, and I think it's actually a good place for not just the policemen, our security operatives. You get both the army, the civil defense, the NDLEA, and all of that. If they can actually get to play this, stick to the rules of your game, the
Yeah.
rules of your engagement, and do not be a tool to be used by the politicians.
I think including the youth as well. I mean, I think it's an advice that should go out for every single person, especially
Absolutely.
the youth who make themselves available for these people to use
The
them.
youths are actually at the losing end because they do the worst of the job. the most dirty part of the job.
Yeah.
Thuggery, ballot snatching, and all of that. It's quite pathetic, I tell you. Away from that, EFCC rearranges ex Kaduna governor. EFCC rearranges ex Kaduna governor. Interesting. And then away from that, Ogun PDP Supreme Court orders retrial. Party crisis worsens. Ogun PDP Supreme Court orders retrial. Party crisis worsens. And then away from that, let's see. Southwest battleground for presidential candidates. That's coming from a survey that was taken. Southwest battleground for presidential candidates. How true do you see this assertion that the Southwest is actually a battleground for presidential candidates? I don't know how many strong wits politically came or is coming from the Southwest. Do you think that basically all the presidential candidates are going to battle to gain appreciable votes from the Southwest?
I really don't think so. I think maybe the survey was just carried out from a let's say speculations again concerning what people are saying. You know, sometimes when a particular story is being heated up in a particular area, a lot of attention is being focused in that area.
Definitely.
So I think maybe that's what happened.
Interesting. And finally, on the Punch newspaper, let's take this one. Zamfara Bishop condemns APC Muslim ticket. Zamfara Bishop condemns APC Muslim ticket. This Muslim ticket of the All Progressives Congress APC has actually has given heat, has given some level of unsettlement in our political system. John, what do you think about that?
Ever since I think this whole Muslim ticket was made known, I think personally, okay, I think I'm just going to be very open here. We operate a democratic system of governance that says it's a government for all and everybody must be included. I think the office of the two most important persons in the country being given out to just a particular group of people, I think it's something.
It a threat.
Yes. So it should be something that should be shared up. Muslim, Christian, Muslim. Anyhow, the two religions should be carried along. Yes, carried along too.
But you know, some religious persons from that plays outside the Christian and Muslim thing are also agitating, so to speak. We know we have traditionalists, we have the atheists and all of that.
Yeah.
And they are saying they are not also being carried along. So how do we get to manage all of these religious differences?
Well, I think like what I always say, it's a thing of a consistency. All right, we start with one step. All right, started by I think the first two,
the most popular.
Yes, and then gradually we incorporate the rest into it because these are just two sets. We can't bring in everybody into that position. So it's a thing of consistency. The first two, then it's a gradual process. We incorporate the rest.
All right, and that's how far we can actually go with the Punch newspaper. Do hang on with us, and do not also forget that you can be part of this conversation live on Facebook. We are live on Facebook at Omega 101.7 FM. We'll make a return from this short break. We will continue. Don't go anywhere.
I think is it Tinubu was given reasons why he picked Shetima as his runner. I mean, it's not nice.
When I wake up in the morning, all I want to hear now the beautiful voices of my beautiful people, east or west, north and south. This is what we all about, yeah. This is what we all about. Oh, tell your neighbors, bring down favors, walk around haters. Yes, our nations, show you all you need, and we've got everything right here.
Once we finish the headlines, just people, you can scan, see which one you want to take, maybe they have more controversial and interesting.
It's my station, it's my station. It's my station. It's my station. It's my station. It's my station.
You're welcome back. You're still on to EPR on Omega 101.7 FM. And we're still on headlines review this morning. And right about now, we're looking at the Sun headlines today. And the first one here says, Atiku vows to rejuvenate Belewa's virtues. Atiku vows to rejuvenate Belewa's virtues. And the next one here says, don't waste your votes on party that causes a disharmony, Catholic priest. Okay, Catholic bishop. Don't waste votes on party causing religious disharmony, Catholic bishops. Arinze, you have anything to say on this one?
Yeah, I wouldn't know how to actually express myself in respect to that headline, but then often at times, not even often at times, it is people that make up a party.
Yeah.
Though it could be said that or can be known for some kind of disharmonious religious practices or anything, you get. But then this is a shot to a political party taking a look at
exactly.
it's a diplomatic shot at a political party rather.
Right, the next one here says Wike pledges logistic support for Kwakwanso presidential campaign. Wike pledges logistic support for Kwakwanso's presidential campaign. Arinze, you're already laughing because I think
he did something for it will be of the Labour Party. And
yes.
Many went blowing the trumpet that Governor Wike of the River State has actually pledged or is playing some kind of cool game to supporting P2B.
Yes. And
now he's doing something for Kwankwaso.
Right. I would remember the video that was making rounds on the net with the song and everything. Okay, that's all we can take from the Sun headlines this morning. For you to read all those fantastic stories, you can get a copy of the Sun newspaper this morning so you can get more details on those headlines.
And then finally, let's take a look at maybe one more daily newspaper and then open up the phone lines to have your thought on any headline of interest. And then let's take a look at the Guardian newspaper. Oka residents lament as refuse takes over major streets roundabout. Oka residents lament as refuse takes over major streets roundabout. Jane, our governor here, the Prof. Professor Chukuma Soludo. I may not know what exactly to say. Most persons are beginning to express dissatisfaction, regret in actually voting for him and all of that. And I wouldn't know. This is not the first time this is actually coming up. A number of persons, a number of individuals, organizations are beginning to feel dissatisfied with his governance scheme or whatever. But I say, I think it's too early to complain. But then I wouldn't know. Let's actually run through and then open up the phone lines to have people react. Open defecation. Petitioners tax Lagos on building public toilet at Ituangan community. And then away from that. Girl, 23, drinks pesticide after boyfriend allegedly dumped her. This is coming from Ondo State. That's bad. A few days ago, we had a report of a guy in Anambra State here, Orumba North, Federal Polytechnic, precisely, also did something because supposedly his girlfriend left him and all of that. And it's bad. I think it's time that parents begin to monitor what kind of relationship their children keep. Yeah. If it's not about age, if you observe or think that your child is not mentally mature enough to actually get into a relationship, keep that child away from it to save their life. And then finally, let's see. 45-year-old man nabbed for beating wife to death. That's very pathetic. 45-year-old man nabbed for beating wife to death. And that's how far we can actually go with that review this morning. For want of time, this program comes up from Mondays up until Saturday by the hour of 7 o'clock to 7:40. We have a few more minutes left and would like to open up the phone lines to have your thought on any headline of interest. To be part of this conversation, you can join us live on Facebook at Omega 101.7 FM, or you can call or send text messages to these numbers 0815 1017 777.
Or you can call 0907 112 1017.
Do not forget that you also have a maximum of 2 minutes to make your submission on this platform, on this conversation, and you are not allowed to abuse the sensibility of other callers or use derogatory or abusive words. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Arraings.
Very good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, and the lady decides you.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, my name is Uche Ezenia. I'm speaking from Umaparasi, Awasoga. Now, on that headline about that statement related to Rita,
Yeah.
if the federal government does not release the Nnamdi Kanu, Nigeria will not know peace. Yes, I agree with that statement. Because as far as I'm concerned, Nnamdi Kanu is facing persecution, not prosecution. He's being persecuted for his beliefs. And his beliefs are in tandem with both the Nigerian Constitution and other international, laws and regulations. The court has set him free. The state government is bent on persecuting him. They are not persecuting him. So, if Nigeria should go be, federal government, please, release the Nnamdi Kanu. And I do want to use the opportunity to talk about these soldiers that always come to the southeast to kill our Igbo brothers and sisters in the name of pursuing IPOB. We are all watching you. Then finally, about the residents of Oga who are lamenting about the justice around their areas. Let me also inform Anambra State government. The residents of Oga are crying out over the last heap of dustbin in front of Point Secondary School, Oga Point Secondary School. Please come and clear that step to save the lives of these students and other, passers-by. Time is now. We share them here from Oga government, Omega FM, let's arrange them.
All right, thank you for being part of the conversation. All right, thank you. Okay, everyone is entitled to their opinion, but interestingly, it's very important that that government and the political office holders actually do what they ought to do. As a matter of fact, you see, waste is not a healthy thing to actually behold. It's a gradual shot at people's health.
Yeah.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my humble speaker and the lady there.
Very good
Morning,
morning,
sir.
Pastor Kafa.
It's supposed to come from the teaching from Ogo. I want to amplify what you just said. Mr. Speaker, permit me to inform you people and our listeners. Release Nnamdi Kanu for Nigeria will never need peace. That's the way it is. Mr. Speaker, there's no magic about it. Mr. Speaker, permit me to inform you people. I'm sure you may not know, but I suppose you know. The Nigeria government called it the president or the presidency are gloating over the insecurity in the southeast. I have said it 3 months ago. They are gloating over it. But they are sending troops of soldiers, killing innocent youths in the name of IPOB and the ECN, running houses. What are they looking for? Mr. Speaker, the competent jurisdiction have released Nnamdi Kanu, please of God be upon him, or the ticket to be released. Mr. Speaker, let me assure you, if they refuse to release Nnamdi Kanu, the earth will fight for him and fight for we. The battered, the people who are called victims of the imbalance, God will fight for us. Let them take part in Nnamdi Kanu. Without it, the job will never notice. Those armies are coming here. I'm asking you, the ground you are standing on is going to fight you. Don't you have a nice day?
All right, thank you, Pastor Kafa. But often at times the way people make submissions about, and not even just submissions, emphatic submissions that Nigeria wouldn't know peace. I wouldn't know on what basis they can actually make such authoritative declarations as it were. I call it declaration, that Nigeria will not peace. It's as much as we actually fight for our rights. Supposedly, let's also be diplomatic enough. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Ariel.
Very good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, and good morning,
Jane.
the other commentator in the studio.
Good morning.
Yeah, what I want to ask is Nigeria will not notice, not mean that it's making a declaration of kind of cost to Nigeria, but it's only trying to, emphasize that Nigeria is a country where the leaders are notoriously honoring the constitution in the preach rather than on the altar, which is very bad in terms of democracy.
Hello.
Hello?
Okay, I can hear you. Go ahead.
The democracy is government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And not the pseudo democracy, the government that favors those few people. So I wish that Nigeria should practice democracy and not the few democracy, which favor only few people, where people do not, obey the rule of the law. And the breakups of the government are being wielded in our country into one among.
Hello.
So we have the judiciary, we have the executive, and we have the legislature. But the problem of this country is that the breakups of government has been consolidated into one arm of the government, and which is the executive. So the judiciary is no more functioning, and the executive are no more functioning. They are only rubber stamp. That is the problem of this country. So when we practice it in the right way, which the democracy with puppet from US and being practiced, the acts of government function as this stipulated, that is the time we will notice. That exactly the interpretation of Nigeria will not notice.
All right, thank you for your thoughts. All right, thank you, High Chief. Do not forget that you can also be part of this conversation live on Facebook. We are live on Facebook at Omega 101.7 FM. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Very good morning. Very good morning to you, sir.
God bless you.
Amen. Bless you too.
It's a demon for Roman.
Go ahead, sir.
About the Asian kingdom. Name number enough.
Go ahead.
I think enough is enough. We have been talking about land the cow every day, every hour. But the federal government don't want to listen. I think enough is enough. They should allow the mass to exercise freedom. How long would they give that man in Texas for just no cause, for nothing said? What are they finding from people? Now look at the gun people now in last Sunday, and the food everywhere. And they remember no, they are fighting the stop. They want to keep so much why. They vote just only in terms of only. I will go. That is the best though. When something wants to start, you can start small, go out there, everything will close. I think enough is enough. The left side is with us now. I will go, not the federal government.
All right, thank you.
They should leave that car for us, please.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I want to believe that a number of persons will want to stick on this, but there are too many other interesting issues. We have issues. We have very deeply concentrated issues.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have another caller. Let's see what this caller has to offer. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Very good morning to you, sir. Please, can you speak up a bit? Hello. All right. Feel free to call us back. The numbers to call are 0815-1017-777 or 0907-112-1017. Okay, let's take this call before we take our Facebook reaction. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my dear.
Very good morning to you, sir.
This is your calling from my papa.
Why?
and taking the regard that Nigeria will not be not man the government. Please, I don't know why people are shouting about elections. Why they so this injustice is still on. Going in on the government, lawless government. People are still shouting on how to do the election. What is one is the election? Are you ready this?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
You know, now the kind of the tension is not for anything but to maintain from Nigeria. Everybody knows it is stable, but the thing not the kind of the terrible. Even not the kind of the tension now, it is more than stable. Yes, people are still supporting this stable one Nigeria, which everybody knows it is stable. Now, let me say the fact now. People are afraid of war, but they are calling for war by calling the election, taking the election to establish.
You cannot emphatically say that, you know.
Let me say this. For soldiers to be welcome in our land, all the name of conducting election, it is nothing but they are calling for war. These people ought to be, everybody ought to shout for freedom, not for election. For election to be conducted here, with our soldiers, it's nothing but war. They are looking for war. Please let everybody concentrate and shout for release Napoli and not freedom. Please.
All right, thank you for your thoughts. All right, thank you. Okay, and that's how far we can actually go with the calls this morning, Jen. Let's journey over to our Facebook line and then see who and who we've got there and take their reaction. But then let's see if we can take some messages. Let's go for this system. This message is not a message that you should cause too much.